Hi, I'm Kenneth Sampson, and you are currently watching a video from the MIIS Senior Expo Take a Strand. We had the opportunity and privilege of inviting speakers to speak on their field of expertise and to educate us on their profession and how we can relate it to our strands and also to our daily lives, as well as to assist students if a career, field, or strand is right for them. Now, without further ado, we hope that you learn from the video.
So, let us begin. Welcome to the first MI Online Expo Take a Strand event. So, as I said, I will be your facilitator, and I am also one of your guys' speakers for today. So, yeah, so I'll just give my introduction right now. So, I am Andre Ascalon. I am a student in grade 12 Prudentia. I am a part of the Phronesis vlog team as well as the IRO mentorship. About to graduate in 1 month, and yeah, I'm very honored to be one of your guys' speakers for today. And alongside me is my wonderful partner.
Hi, I'm Lyan Tabisaura. I'm the features editor and the co-social media head of our school newsletter, Phronesis, and I'm so excited to be sharing about this topic with you guys. So yeah, let's get right into it right now. Andre, can you tell us something about creative writing?
I would love to tell you something about creative writing. All right, so what is creative writing? So, creative writing is basically a genre of writing that involves being able to create a fictional world and being able to formulate your thoughts when writing a story. So, basically, where can we find examples of creative writing? Comic books, poetry, mangas, and yeah, this is basically a topic you're gonna learn in grade 12, where you're gonna be, making different stories, fictional stories, and making a fictional world with a fun atmosphere that will get your readers enticed and develop these characters that will make your audience just want to know more about this fictional world you've created.
All right,
So
Andre. So how is creative writing important outside of school? Aside from writing poems and whatever.
that is a good question. So the reason why CW could be creative writing could be a very important topic outside of school is because it's a way for you to be able to release your emotions. And because of this, it's a way for you to let go of any stress you're holding within yourself. For me, it's something that I do as well. Whenever I'm feeling stressed about anything at all, I just write on a paper and I just end up feeling better afterwards. And it can also be a useful hobby that shows your perspective on different topics. It's a way for you to entice other people to listen to your own thoughts. And you can also bond with other people over this thing. So yeah, you can definitely change a lot of minds and inspire a lot of people with creative writing.
Great answer, Andre.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, creative nonfiction. Leon, can you please tell us more about that?
All right. You guys may be wondering, what is the difference between creative writing and creative nonfiction? Creative nonfiction is also a genre of writing that uses literary techniques to factually accurate narratives. That means things that actually happen to you in real life. It's making use of what you have and building on that. So what does that mean? It uses scenes to build the story, and it's kind of you, the writer's connection to the topic. So yeah, you kind of in the word itself, creative, you add some embellishments, you use literary techniques and figurative language. Examples of these are memoirs, interviews, and reviews, but also travel and food writing, which you will be learning in grade 12. But also, you need this especially when writing your personal essays. So, Andre, can you tell us more about college essays and writing it?
All right. Well, college essays are basically your first impression when you're going to be applying for a college. A lot of them will ask for college essays as a way to basically introduce yourself. And it's about telling a story about your own life and being able to do it efficiently, because a lot of colleges have a word limit for how long it should be. So you just need to know how to be able to tell your story efficiently and know the best things for you to talk about that can entice the college reviewer to say, hey, this person will be great to have for our school. So yeah, Leanne will be giving us the next part of this.
All right. So, what do you need to know about writing your college essay? First of all, talk about good experiences that you have that have changed or shaped the way who you are, because they want to hear about how you've improved as a person. Build a good narrative and show them how you've changed. And the way to do this is through using literary techniques or figurative language. Again, like using metaphor, symbolism. You've learned this in grade 5 or grade 6, so I don't need to say them. But to do this, you need to show and not tell. Remember to always put the reader in your shoes and just don't write it down. Like, put them in your shoes. Just, I mean, write it down, but like, don't write it in that way. Just show them like what you're really feeling, or how it, yeah. And through that, you can find a way to stand out. All right. So right now, we're breaking down a college essay by an MI alumni. Okay. So you guys can read through this while I discuss, so we don't waste any time. But please read it, though. It is a college essay that has gotten this alumni into multiple colleges. So yeah. All right. So who or what is the writer describing here? In the first line, it already says there, an old mailman whose roots were memorized through and through with every detail etched like the lines on the back of his hand. From that line, there, what can we notice about that kind of writing, right? Detail etched like the lines on the back of his hand. That's kind of an interesting way to say that you memorize something. Like, instead of saying, I memorized it by heart, I memorized my lesson by heart, this writer chose to say that they memorized it by the lines on the back of their hand. It's just a more poetic way of saying things. Aside from that, the next line, a balding head with gray hairs may forget what he had for breakfast, but will never forget the 27 families who live on 3rd Street. A balding head with gray hairs. You can visually see like a guy with a balding head, right? With little gray hairs. So you know that he's an old man. But the writer didn't choose to say an old man may forget what he had. But no, like, it's just a more poetic way of saying, it's just imagery, showing the reader what this character is. So that's an example of literary technique. So yeah, and also the last line, nonetheless, he delivers, is a recurring phrase throughout the whole essay, which is just a great way to circle back to your main topic and to just remind the reader of your main point. So yeah, take note of that, guys. All right, and the second part. From the first line already, you can see that the writer says that the mailman is symbolic of their academic life. And notice how the first paragraph seamlessly introduces this new point. First, they introduce who the mailman is, they introduce this character, and then second, they introduce how it relates to them. They also use the line, some days he deals with a few envelopes, from the last slide, to some things I have to deliver more than I can carry, as sort of an analogy of their workload. A mailman's workload is kind of like physical labor, right? They have to bring these envelopes and these boxes over to people's houses. And it's the same thing with a student. You have to have homework. You have homework, guys, and you have to deliver them all the time. And she uses that as a metaphor. She uses the mailman as a metaphor of like delivering her requirements. So yeah, make sure your analogies make sense. It's just, I thought it was amazing how she connected these two paragraphs so seamlessly. So yeah, and then the last line, it's a question. So that's just a great way to transition into a new paragraph. It's just a way to ask the reader what's next, and then introduce a new topic. So yeah, Andre will be discussing the next part of the essay.
All right, thank you, Leanne. That was a great analysis. And yeah, just to continue on with the essay. So again, just take your time to read the excerpt right here. And what are we learning in these parts? Well, look at the first part where it says we have fallen victim to the idea about life being linear. Oh, and I forgot to highlight the part before it, but it basically says we saw the pattern we hope to be real. Life goes straight and forward on and on. We have fallen victim to the idea about life being linear. You study hard to get into a good school that will land you a great job with a great salary for a great life. We end up believing this is the truth to follow and not being able to do so will lead to failure. So this basically this is the part of the essay where the writer wants to show the reader life lessons they have learned that got them to where they are today and shaped them into the person they are now. So why is this important? Colleges want to learn about how you've progressed as a person in your own life. They want to know what type of steps you've taken in order to further improve your own skills and what type of realizations you found about yourself that made you want to become a better person. And look, I'd look at the second line that is with white font. I used to believe life was about working hard, but there are times where your hard work will not amount to the success you want or you feel you deserve. So as harsh as it sounds, this basically means sometimes we work really hard to achieve a certain goal, but then we don't achieve it. It happens. It happens to a lot of people. It's happened to me sometimes as well. And this is basically an important realization because again, this is how the writer, has shaped themselves over their lives. This is what colleges want to hear. Your failures, your stepping stones that have led you to having a brighter future for your own regard. And look at the last part. What one learns from what lies before the next door is more valuable than whatever that door will lead to. That just concluded the realization that the writer had. They're basically wrapping up their thoughts about this. What was the message here? The message here was that even though they didn't get their initial goal, they were actually able to improve themselves along the way. It's just that they didn't realize it at the moment. So this means that we are all slowly progressing in our lives. When we work hard for something, we may not notice it in the moment, but once you look back at it, you look back at yourself 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you'll realize how much you've improved. You've actually taken those steps towards your goal of becoming a better person, and that's really important. So this basically does a good job at setting up a scenario that makes the writer wants the reader to question themselves. And when they impart that kind of thought, those are the type of things that will get them thinking about different things even after they finish reading the essay. And next slide, please. So this is actually the final paragraph of this essay. So look what it says here. I'm trying to appreciate senior year for what it really is. Not the culmination of my entire education thus far, but a year where I will be at least 10% better than who I was last year. So as I said before, this writer wants to show that she has slowly improved over their lives and that their aim is for progress. Progress is what they want to have, not necessarily the end goal, but as long as they have that progression within their own life, that's what's important. And look at the bottom part. It brings back the mailman. Look, the mailman learns how to handle what is given to him with ease, faster, with more care, more efficiently. So again, what does this mean? It means that you don't notice it, but you're doing things that are much more complex and difficult than what you were used to before. And that's because of your hard work. That's because of believing in yourself. And what the reason why this part right here was great is because it wraps up the story really well. Because ending things on a positive note always brings the reader a smile on their face. Because everyone wants a happy ending to their story. And when that happens, everyone wants to root for you. And when you impart this type of feeling, this is what makes people want to trust you, want to know more about you. And when colleges see that that's how you think, that you have a positive mindset in life, that will increase your chances of getting into a lot more colleges. So know how to wrap up your guys' essays and know the messages you would like to share with them. So yeah.
Thank you for that, Andre. All right. So, what is our main takeaway from this whole essay? First of all, always use literary techniques. As I said, it's always good to embellish, it's always good to make sure it's all juicy and fun in there. I don't know if that is the right term, but to always make sure that it's fun to read and to put the writer in your shoes. So, yeah, what else, Andre?
Oh, good question. Well, another takeaway is that you have to choose a topic that's close to your heart. And why is that? Obviously, if you're going to write about a topic you don't like, it's going to be kind of hard because you're just forcing yourself to splatter words on a page and all that. But if you truly choose a topic that you are passionate about, you'll find that you're just going to be putting the words on your essay with no effort whatsoever, no second thoughts. And that will make it much easier to complete that essay of yours. Leanne, what's the last takeaway?
That's so true, Andre. I think that you shouldn't be afraid to be vulnerable. Always share your story without thinking of anyone's judgment first. And then ask for help. Ask your teacher to edit, especially Miss Karen. She will be there every step of the way. At least for us, she was there. She was very helpful. And yeah, don't be afraid to share like really personal parts of your story.
That's true. That's true.
So Andre, what if these kids don't want to write in their like future careers? What if they don't want to take a writing course? What else does Humes have to offer?
Oh, if they don't see writing as something they'll use a lot in their future? Hmm. I don't know, Leanne. Can you start it off for me just so that I can kind of gather my thoughts?
Sure thing. Well, first of all, we have humanities. You have subjects you have subjects like OC, oral communication, disciplines and ideas in social sciences, and EAPP and philosophy, which you will be learning in grade 11 and some of them in grade 12. Maybe if you want to take a course or a career in journalism, communication, liberal arts, and education, this is great for you. It's all under humanities. Maybe if you want to be a radio DJ, you want to be a TV host or a news reporter, you can also be under HUMSS. It's all under there. Okay, Andre, I think you also have something to add.
Oh, you're right. I do have something to add. Okay, so um, another thing you're going to be learning when you're in Humes is sociology and politics. So take a look at the slide. These are the topics you will be learning when you get to grade 12. Some of these are going to be mixed up with gas, so that'll be fun. You guys will have a lot of fun, trust me. And why are these topics important? Because you're going to be learning a lot about the human mind. You're going to be learning about what humans think in regards to politics, religion, in regards to how they deal with the problems of other people. And this is really important because you guys really need to know the landscape of why humans are such weird creatures. I mean, look at our setting right now. This is exactly why we need to be able to understand these type of things. And trust me, this is something that you guys will have long talks about with your friends, lasting 5 hours or something. But yeah, this is definitely something I guarantee you guys will enjoy.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. That was really fast. Andre, do you have anything else to say?
Oh yeah, okay. So I'm back to being your guys' facilitator. Okay, so basically right now what we will be doing is the Q&A portion. And yeah, basically guys, just if you have any questions for me and Leanne, just either message me privately or you can put it in the chat box. Uh, yeah, as much as possible, try to make it relate to what we just learned or the topic. And yeah, just we're here to answer your guys' questions. So we'll just take a while to see if you like any questions you guys have about anything.
Make sure it's
Okay.
related to the topic.
Yeah, guys, don't be afraid to ask questions, okay? Like ask a lot. Well, okay.
Oh, there we have
Um
one from, I think, Hannah, this one, right? Okay, I'll ask you first, Andre. What type of activities do you guys do in grade 12 HUMSS classes?
in grade 12, we do a lot of group projects, like of course.
HUMSS, ah.
Humes, yeah. I got
With
you.
Miss Rada, we have a lot of group
With Miss
projects.
Rada. Yeah. We're gonna actually that's the thing. We're gonna have Miss Rhoda to ourselves in the first semester, but then sadly we're gonna have to share her with gas at the second half of the year. But yeah, you guys will do a lot of group projects, a lot of fun games. You guys will do a lot of fun activities. Kahoot for the competitive ones out there. Yeah, Leon, what about you? What are the stuff you remember from?
Um, Sir George does a lot of interactive classes. He does a lot of like prompts, which is so good to help with your writing. It really helped me personally. It's really good. So it's so fun. Creative writing, creative nonfiction is my favorite subject. I'm sorry for my other teachers who are watching. I just love writing so much. So yeah. Okay, what else? Oh, there, Andre, we have this question. Andre and Leon, why did you choose HUMSS? You first, Andre.
Oh, well, I actually did want to do Humes genuinely, just because like it deals a lot with the human mind. Because I really do like learning about why humans think the way they do. I think it's a fascinating topic just because of the fact that humans are so smart yet we're so stupid at the same time. So I want to know about why we're like this, you know? So yeah, but what about you, Leanne? What about
Thanks for that question, Rini. I was supposed to be ABM at first because I wanted to do like a music course in college, but then I just didn't want to do that anymore. So I chose HUMSS because I don't know. To be honest, it's because my friends were there, but I actually enjoy it. It's really for me. I wouldn't choose any other strand just because it's most fitting to me. I just feel like I want to pursue writing and yeah, and design. Yeah.
all right? Next question.
We
How
have
do
one
you
from Villarreal. I think a lot of people. We talk about anything in our college essays though? Like
wait,
the question there.
wait down where? Oh no, there's one after. How do you draw inspiration or write your pieces?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Leanne, please enlighten me, please, partner.
All right. So as a phronesis writer na lang, I'm gonna say it as a phronesis writer. Sometimes we're free to do whatever we want. This ano tawag doon? Newsletter. Most of us were allowed to free write, but sometimes they give us a topic. But this time, I think inspiration. I don't know, just something that is I don't know, parang like a problem or something, a recent event that happened to me. That's just what I usually write about. So yeah, also please read the Phronesis newsletter. It's coming out, I think, tomorrow. Ikaw, Andre, how do you how are you
Oh, ako?
write
How do
your
I write? How do you draw inspiration? Simple. I go on YouTube a lot, and I just seem to go down rabbit holes of many different types of videos, and because of that, I don't know. Just when I do just my hobbies, like I look at my hobbies as my inspiration, just because it's something I do naturally, and I don't know. I guess it's just easier for me to write about stuff I just naturally do, since again, it's like an unconscious thing. So sometimes I'd write about video games or whatever. And I don't know. I guess yeah, that's it. Hobbies that I do.
okay. That's great, Andre. Sige, you can
Okay. What's the next question? Do college essays always have to end on a happy note? Can you make it sad or actually ye- it yeah, it doesn't really have to be a happy ending, I guess. Rather an ending that sums up your story well, but also can, lead the reader to questioning about themselves, and will get them thinking. Because once you get your audience to think, that's what makes it more interesting, because people create all these different fan theories, such as what are like in movies, right? When, for those of you who watched Inception, where the guy spins the top at the end, and then people have been questioning, is the guy awake or something, stuff like that. When you get that kind of reaction, as long as you can get that kind of reaction, doesn't matter what the mood of your ending was, if it's happy or sad, as long as you can get the person to think, that's already a big deal. What about you, Leanne? What's your thoughts about this?
Um, I think it just has to be thought provoking, like what Andre said. Just make the reader like make sure it's ano ba, parang they remember what you wrote. So yeah, I don't think it needs to be like a specific way, but I guess ending it on a happy note is also nice.
Yeah. All right. Oh, here's a question. Anonymous. Hello, I have a question. As a future person who will be studying law, ooh, lawyer, nice. That's actually what I want to be in the future as well. So, high five to you. How do you suppose creative writing will be able to help you convince many in a setup not just to please the reader, but a general audience as well? I guess in a way, creative writing will help you in terms of being able to formulate like what you want to say. Because when you're in a court of law, sometimes you have to come up with something on the spot right away, or else your client will go to jail for 20 years for a crime that he or she didn't commit. So why is this like? So why is creative writing important? Because it's in the name, creativity. Come up with the ways on like you just need to know different angles on a specific subject. Like when you're investigating a crime, you don't just look at it one way. You gotta look at it in a different direction. Same, that's what creative writing is about as well. You don't just think about something in a straight line. You gotta expand your bubble and box or whatever, and make sure that you look at things from different perspectives so that you don't leave any stone unturned. Or yeah, because the more options you have when it comes to that, I guess the less variables you have. I don't know. I forgot. Sorry, I don't do science. So, yeah. What about you, Leanne? What are your
Just a
thoughts about?
question.
It's like how does studying law, like how can creative writing help you in terms of like studying law and all that stuff?
I'm pretty sure that the creative writing courses can be like your first course or something into law. I don't know. I read that, but I guess it's important. I don't know how. Don't ask me. But I read it somewhere that you can, yeah, it is. So yeah. Okay. Next question,
Okay. What's the
please.
next question, Leanne?
Um, can we talk about anything in our college essays? Um, there's usually prompts, especially in Ateneo. It's usually something about something significant that has happened to you before. Yeah, and sometimes like LaSalle, they only ask for like a short essay that's just like about your achievements, I think. So it's different for each school. But I know that Ateneo, I worked super hard on my Ateneo essay. So it was really,
Yeah, I can relate. I had so many consultations with Miss Karen for my Ateneo essay. Just because, guys, it's one thing you need to know. Review, like, make many different, save your files. Like, if you're gonna rewrite your files and change some stuff, make sure to put that on a new doc. Don't change your current document, because for me, it was easier when I was changing it. You're gonna change a lot of stuff. You guys need to talk with your teachers about how you can improve your essays, because trust me, it was a big help. It's a lot of work, but like in your college essays, you need to know that you're talking about your situation the best to your abilities, and it'll be worth it. Like, it's gonna be stressful, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it'll feel so good when you're done with it. So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Next question. Andre and Leon, what are your favorite pieces that you've written for humans? Oh, Leon, please go first. I've read some of your stuff. So
Really? How?
our jam boards,
Oh
where Sir
yeah.
George.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but we wrote a poem for our project in creative writing, and then
Mm.
uh, CNF essay for CNF. It was my favorite thing I've ever written was the CNF essay. I was groupmates with Nadine, which is so great. Thank you, Nadine, for the question. But that is my favorite thing I've ever written for Humes because I talked about being not being like other girls, which is just such a good topic for young girls because we always have like specific expectations. But so that's just my favorite because I love the topic so much and it's so close to my heart. So I always write something that is close to your heart because you love everything you write. So, yeah. What about you, Andre?
Oh, my favorite piece I've written for Humes. I wrote about potatoes. Yeah, that was it's
I heard about that guy.
I basically related my life to potatoes and how I have a lot of significant moments involving potatoes, like whenever I have my birthday party at Shakey's and then I eat mojos and stuff, or like
Oh, so that's what.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not literally. Well, that's the thing. It was my essay was way too long. I put the history of potatoes and then I made my personal story. It was so all over the place. You just didn't know what was happening. So, yeah, I made it a more personal story about my life and all that. And yeah, it was a wonderful essay topic just because it's just Divided cash. It's supposed to be something that like potatoes. How the heck are you gonna make a story out of this? But yeah, that's my favorite essay that I've written for it. So okay, what's the next question?
Andre, did
Yun.
you read? Check the chat
What?
na lang.
Uh, okay. We can only get one last question. Sadly. What is
Oh,
your
okay. Sige. What's that?
what
No,
last
keep
question?
sending
What?
questions. Keep sending questions.
Oh, sorry. I misread what you said. Sorry. My senior abilities are kind of derailing me. Sorry. Okay. So I guess we can keep asking questions for now. What is your favorite attempt from Sir George's creative writing subject? Like what do you mean by that? Any like what my favorite I don't know, when we do like our writing prompts, like try to formulate a sentence without writing putting the letter I and then stuff like that. Like
Not
whenever
like the letter I, just like the self, like when you're referring to yourself, like personal
yeah, 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 yeah.
pronouns.
Like don't use I am going to the bus or whatever. Yeah, yung mga activities that Sir George has us do in the
Yeah, it's
um
really good. It's such a good exercise. So yeah.
yeah. You guys are gonna love CW and CNF. Sadly, we only meet Sir George twice a week, which like sucks because I wish we could have more classes with him, but pandemic and all. What about you, Leanne?
My favorite siguro is I don't know. I guess the most recent one, the one where you have to um write about because we're doing food writing right now, which is also related to CNF. We're doing food writing, so we had to write about I had to write about a food that you would order on a date. So it's like nothing garlicky, nothing that would get stuck in your teeth, and then something about sushi. Basta ganun. It's really fun, like writing for those prompts. So yeah, you can also do that on your own. Maybe like get prompts from the internet and then you try writing it. So, yeah. Okay. Now Miss Rhoda will talk with us. Miss Rhoda.
Hi,
Use.
I'm so proud of my Yums babies. Okay, well, Yums, actually, there's a lot of fields that are under humanities and social sciences. So when we say humanities, these are areas wherein we express our humanity, our being human. So you have um, You also have arts under that, performing arts, and you also have the different social sciences in these fields. So under social sciences, you have psychology, you have sociology, you also have behavioral science. So if you are interested in understanding what's going on in people's minds, how they behave, why they behave a certain way, that is those are things that we discuss in UMS. And also in UMS, you can also get to know more about religion and politics and forms of government, and also decision making, like how people make decisions. Okay, those are some practical applications of the things that we study in UMS. Okay, so yeah, I think UMS is a very interesting field. Yeah, if you have questions, yeah, go ahead. Feel free to uh, type it up and send it in the chat box. Okay, is there anything you want to know about UMS?
Miss Rhoda has the best Humes classes. She always makes it so interactive, especially now, even online. She's always making it so fun for us. And yeah,
What's your favorite thing about teaching UMS? I actually like disciplines and ideas in the social sciences, because that's where the fun is. We talk about psychoanalysis, we talk about dream analysis, we talk about defense mechanism, denial, repression, stuff like that. And we try to understand, why do people do that? And then we also get to discuss theories on how people make decisions. Like, for example, rational choice theory. Like, people would always make the decision based on what is rational for them, what is advantageous for them, not necessarily rational being correct, but rational because it makes sense to them that they are going to make a decision that would give them the best advantage. So, understanding how people behave is something that is very interesting for me. Okay, so what else?
Miss Day said, do you get stricter in grade 11 than you are in grade 10?
No, not really. I'm basically the same, I guess.
She's the same.
Yeah.
She's really lovely. Do you guys have any more questions about Humes? Ah, Miss.
Yes.
Here we have a question. This is an anonymous. What projects do you do though for Humes?
Projects mostly are tied up with other subjects as well, because I wanted to be more of an application of the things that you study in classes. So mostly we tie up with the production, and like for example, this one Expo is part of this as well, of UMS. So yeah, more on application projects.
That's so true. We do a lot of that in Humes. We have a lot of group projects too and posters. You guys have any other questions?
I'm scary in grade 11, really.
It's not true.
Didn't notice.
Oh, dear Miss, we have another one. Why did you decide to teach Humes if you did have the decision?
Well, one, because my area of study is social studies, so that's something that is related to UMS. Automatically, I am in UMS because I am a graduate of bachelor and secondary education major in social studies. So, yeah, mostly UMS. But I'm really interested in the different social sciences. I like sociology and geography. Those are my two favorite social sciences.
Okay, Miss, we have another one. What is your advice to students, maybe who are like incoming Humes or like who want to choose Humes?
Well, for me, I think having an open mind is very important. I know that sometimes, when we enter a strand, we usually, our minds are made up of the things that we want or pursue. But you'll be surprised that when you start studying the subjects, you'll fall in love with the different social sciences, and maybe you're not just interested in economics, but you'll also be interested in psychology, also maybe counseling and social work, because those are under humanities as well. So yeah, just have an open mind.
Okay, Miss, we have an anonymous one. What are some of the professions we can pursue under HUMSS?
There's a lot of profession under UMS. I have here, if you want to go into law, so become a lawyer, you want to be a politician, it's under UMS. If you want to be in international relations and diplomacy, that's also under humanities. If you want to be in counseling and social work, if you want to be in the communication field, you want to be a writer, you want to be a journalist, a broadcaster or TV broadcaster, that's still under UMS. And anything under religion and philosophy also under use. So if you also want to be an economist, there's a lot of field under the social sciences, so you can really choose where you want to go.
They also asked, apart from writing, what other skills do we build in the strand? Or like what other skills do we build in
Okay,
HUMSS?
so aside from writing, you also get to build on the content. Like, for example, you get to know more about current events, because you will be discussing Philippine politics and government. You will also be discussing about world religions. There's also philosophy. I think philosophy is something that is very interesting for a lot of students. And then what else? Yeah, basically behavioral sciences. So counseling, social work, and the different theories under counseling,
Yeah, we
behavioral
actually
management.
discussed that in grade 10 just recently. I 10, 12, sorry. Um, we have one last question. Um, what is something we have to look out for in the subject? Is it scary?
I think you guys can answer that because I'm the teacher. I'm not scared. So I think the students would be able to answer that question.
Okay, Andre, I think you can answer this first. What is something we
Which
can look out for?
which one?
What is something we can look out for in the subject?
Um, just be just get ready to test out a lot of your creativity and a lot of your. You guys are gonna be tested a lot in how you think. Um, because like personally for me, I found myself questioning a lot about like the topic just because it was just my way of wanting to understand it more. So yeah, be ready to just ask a lot of questions and wanting to know. You guys might end up doing your own research just because of how interesting the topic is. So yeah. So how many more questions do you think we can ask? Are
Is
there
Yum
are there any more?
scary daw ba? Is Yum scary?
No.
No. I mean, for me, not really. Of course, exams are always scary, but that's it. Um, yeah. Sorry guys, I know you guys have a lot of questions, but we're gonna have to wrap it up. So once again, we would like to take this chance to show our gratitude for you guys taking part in the very first MI Online Expo Take a Strand.
So guys, what do you think of okay. What do you guys think of the Humes? What do you guys think of Humes? Do you think you're leaning towards Humes, or it's fun, it's sick, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. It's really fun. Not really sure. Okay. I want to be HUMSS, but I like HUMSS, but I want to be a doctor. You can take HUMSS and still be a doctor, I think. We're accepting candid questions. Candid questions though. So you guys can ask us anything you want. Andre, you can unmute and you can we can answer some questions.
Wait, what? Like we can
They can ask us
non
anything though. Yeah,
non
anything
Oh, okay.
non-HUMSS, I guess.
Okay.
Oh yeah, phronesis, you guys. Thank you for my brain. Really. Yeah, you can send us any type of questions.
Yeah. Like anything about. Oh. Thank you, Juan. That's
Unsure,
very.
since I want to be an artist in the future. I don't know how the strand will help me out in it. MI doesn't have arts and art strand, so HUMSS is the best one. We have a lot of arts people here, like Nadine, GU. They're really artsy people, but they're in HUMSS. It's still related in a way. Yeah, so it's fine.
Okay. Can we see the potato essay? I don't know. Maybe I'll post it.
Do you want to present it? Joke.
Joke.
Wag na lang.
Maybe in the future
Maybe
I'll
you can
post it
email it to him.
on my story. What do you mean? Okay. Andre, why are you bald now? What do you mean bald? This is bald, dude. Okay. I'm not bald, but whatever. Andre, please read us a poem. We stand strong. We stand. Nope, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
I don't know. Read us a poem. What kind of poem do you want us to read? Cause Winnie the Pooh, huh? That's kind of a. Wait.
Okay, everyone. Actually, thank you so much for asking us all these questions. You guys are free to go back to the main the main meet. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been so fun being with you here today. So yeah, feel free to leave. It's fine. Thank you so much.
Before you go, please make sure to answer the feedback form that is located down below on the description. Aside from that, we would like to thank our sponsors as well, White Breeze Palawan Hotel, Food Talk Supermart, and the Regalado family for their help. Once again, thank you for your participation. Signing out, Batch of 2021.